To the regularly scheduled public meeting of October 19th, 2020 of the Township of Washington Township Council. Adequate notice of the meeting was given in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act by the Township Clerk to at least 2 newspapers in January, and this meeting has been posted on the Township Bulletin Board, electronic message board, WCTV, and on the Township website. Salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen.
Sue, roll call.
Councilman Casio.
Here.
Councilman Cumming.
Here.
Councilman DeSena.
Here.
Councilwoman Morgan.
You're muted, Desiree.
Sorry, here.
Council President Feeney.
Here. I just want to let everybody know the camera on my computer broke today, so it goes in and out just in case anybody, it just happened at 3 o'clock that my camera broke. Okay, public service announcement.
If you could do let the record reflect, please.
Oh, right, sorry. Let the record reflect also in attendance Mayor Calamari, Township Administrator Tovo, Township Attorney Poller, and Township Clerk Wachowski.
Thank you.
Public service announcement, October 19, 2020. Coronavirus. For the latest updates, messages on the coronavirus, please visit the Township website. Election 2020. All active registered voters should have received their general election ballot. If you have not received your ballot, please contact the Bergen County Clerk's Office at 201-336-7020. Sample ballots will not be available at the polling booths. You will only receive a vote-by-mail ballot. Once you complete your vote-by-mail ballot, you can return it to one of the following ways. You can mail it in the postage-paid envelope. You may place it in one of the 18 secure drop-off locations in Bergen County. Please visit our website for those locations. You may return the ballots of up to 3 other voters to one of the secure drop-off locations, as long as you sign the certification of assistance on the back of the outside envelope. Mail-in ballots may not be dropped off at Town Hall. Any ballots left at Town Hall will not be counted. You may also return your vote-by-mail ballot to our only polling place in the township, located at the Senior Center in Town Hall on Tuesday, November 3rd, Election Day, between 6 a.m. and 8 p.m. Please note you may only return your own ballot to the polling station. You may not return anyone else's ballot. There will be no voting at the library. Voting machines are strictly for voters who are blind, physically disabled, or illiterate. All other voters will be given a provisional paper ballot. Any voter wanting to use the voting machine must fill out a disability certificate for assistance before voting. The poll worker will then call the Board of Elections to verify that the voter has not sent in their vote-by-mail ballot. Only then can a voter enter the booth to vote. A voter can also track their ballot to see if their ballot has been received by the Board of Elections. Please visit www.njelections.org to set up your personal account. Library update. The library is continuing its staged reopening with much success. Hours were once again expanded and are now 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. The library is offering curbside pickup on all days, homebound delivery on Thursdays, and browsing by appointment for a limited number of hours each day to allow for the proper sanitizing. The new outdoor pickup lockers have been very well received by the community and make pickup a very convenient option for those with busy schedules or wishing to limit interaction. The library is offering 10 online programs a week, including Latte with a Librarian, book cooks, and story times. Craft classes are still occurring online. Families can pick up supplies for craft programs by calling in. The library has increased the number of Wi-Fi hotspots they loan out and are planning to start circulations of laptops in November. This will allow staff to continue to offer computer lessons remotely via screen share software. Halloween 2020. Halloween is not canceled in the Township of Washington. However, due to state and social distancing regulations, Colonial Boulevard, which has been the hub of Halloween festivities in the past, will not be closed off to traffic as in the past couple of years. However, we are happy to announce that Halloween and traditional style trick-or-treating will still take place throughout our neighborhoods. Please visit our website for upcoming planned events, including our home decorating contest, free lawn sign giveaway, which is still going on. Please watch for notices, pumpkin carving contest, and there's a movie night coming up on October 25th. The last movie night was this past Sunday, and it was a major success. Mail drop box. A blue drop box has been placed outside of the town hall for all correspondence addressed to the proper department. Please place no cash in any envelope and place in the drop box. Again, no cash will be accepted. Notice from the tax collectors. Reconciled tax bills for quarter 4, 2020 and quarter 1 and 2, 2021 were mailed on September 24th. The due date for quarter 4 taxes is November 1st, with a grace period to November 10th. Please contact the tax collector with any questions or concerns at 201-666-8797. Town Day has been postponed. Our annual Town Day scheduled for Saturday, October 3rd has been postponed until further notice. Rabies Clinic will be held on Saturday, November 7th, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the DPW garage at Town Hall. DPW reminders. Daily garden debris curbside pickup continues through October 23rd. Loose leaves must be placed in barrels or paper bags for curbside pickup. Leaf pickup begins with Zone 1 on November 2nd. Visit the Township website for further information.
Thank you.
COVID-19 Task Force. Again, thank you so much to all the volunteers for the COVID-19 Task Force. I am still looking for masks. I am completely out of masks. Again, we have given away over 400 masks for this COVID pandemic. Also, I'm currently working with Judy Beckmeyer to put some information out on the COVID Task Force. It'll be there tomorrow on the website on town. It has some mental health support, has resources for parents, and I am also looking for volunteers, tutors, or people who can work with children since the schools are going to be home for the next 2 weeks. The COVID Task Force is here to support all families in town who need any kind of food, to education, support for in your home, and we're working to find some tutors, and there's some mental health suggestions out there also. Again, please visit the COVID-19 Task Force page. The information will be up tomorrow. Thank you. Okay, approval of minutes. December 30th, 2019 special regular meeting. December 30th, 2019 special conference meeting. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Sue, roll call.
Councilman Casio?
Yes.
Councilman Cumming?
He was right there.
He's gone.
Disconnected, it says now.
Well, he just said, hold on 1 second.
He's back.
Oh, there he is.
I'm back. I cut myself off. Yeah. No, I did. I turned on the heat remotely.
Okay. I'm sorry, so that is a yes on the minutes, Mr. Cumming?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank
That's
you.
what I meant to do.
Thank you.
I was
Councilman-
talking to Sergeant Rydell. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Councilman DeSena?
Yes.
Councilwoman Morgan?
Abstain.
Council President Feeney?
Abstain.
Thank you.
You're welcome. General public comment, limit to 5 minutes. Please,
Oh, all right.
sorry. I'm sorry, Mr. Cummings?
No, I was just mumbling incoherently. I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
okay. To participate in the general public comment portion of the meeting, please dial on 201-664-4659. That's 201-664-4659. You'll be asked to state your name and address for the record, and we ask that only one person speak at a time. There is a 5-minute limit per caller. Please note that this is a public comment, and comments by the council or mayor or administration will be at the end of the public comment section. At the end, no more calls will be accepted. Motion to open the public comment.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, let me open up. Hello?
Good evening.
Good evening.
This is Joseph Scalia, 813 Ridgewood Boulevard East.
Yes, Mr. Scalia, how can we help you this evening?
First of all, I just wanted to have three different points, but I first want to thank the council for a great job at the basketball court at Memorial Field. It is a great view to see children playing on the courts, and they were very well done. So I just want to thank the council and mayor for a great job. My second point is also around the field. It's unfortunate that our lighting system, besides the fire, the 20 or 30 bulbs that are out in the field, and I understand we can't find new bulbs. The system is over 45 years old. An investment in doing something with the lighting system needs to be done. So I look for the council to look at that as we move forward. My second aspect is around Pascack Road and the need to reevaluate the speed limits on Pascack Road. In Hillsdale and in Park Ridge, the Pascack Road goes out to 35 miles an hour. And over the past 2 weeks, I saw 2 children nearly struck by cars trying to cross the road. We have two crossroads, crosswalks, one on Ridgewood Boulevard East and one on Amway, that we should be thinking about putting lighted cross signs at those 2 locations, like we do have by the grammar school. So I ask the council and mayor to look at putting 2 crosswalk lighting systems by Ridgewood Boulevard East and then also by Amway, because there are 2 crosswalks there. It's almost impossible to cross the street between 2 o'clock and 7 o'clock. And we are going to have a child get struck by a car trying to cross that road. So for those 2 things to be looked at. The third goes to my first 2 points around the overdevelopment of our community. And I would talk about 450 Pascack Road. And I want to discuss a letter that several members of the residents on Ridgewood Boulevard East, through our attorney, have submitted to the mayor and council. I would ask you to, you should have received the email communication earlier today. And in that email communication, we discussed several areas that the council and mayor should look in regards to rezoning for acquiring the land for open space, parklands, a nature walk, recreational purposes, or expansion of Washington schools. As we are aware, with potentially adding several hundred homes up on Van Amberg, the need for expansion of our Washington school will be needed. Currently, there is no room for expansion. Our classrooms are already maximized, and with the overdevelopment, we are going to need additional space at Washington School. We are asking the town to rezone the property and utilize this land for future opportunities, including open space, recreational, or expansion of Washington. We need to hold 450 Pascack Road for the town, our children, not for apartment complexes, no matter how pretty the builder says they will be. We are being taken advantage by builders in this community who are looking for profit and not preserving our town. Mr. Camilleri, your family has served this community for decades. We know you're protective of your family's legacy, and we want you and the council to be successful. But people in our town are starting to come together and are asking questions about our future and our leaders. We don't know what our plan is for our community. We don't know that every open space is going to be looked upon for high-density housing. That is not why I moved to this town. I moved to this town to look at children playing on the basketball courts that we've had just refinished. Mr. Camilleri and the council, we are asking for immediate action to rezone or acquire 450 Pascack Road to ensure the viability of our town, our school, and our children. And we await your response. And we look to partner with you, to meet with you, and to come up with solutions together. Because we are a community, and we respect all your hard work on the council, but our voices need to be heard. And we are looking forward to meeting with you or any of the council members to discuss options as we move forward. So thank you for your service, and thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Scalia. Yes, is there anyone else on the line?
I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes.
Hello?
Hi, yes. Your name and address, please? Sue, maybe she can't hear me.
I might be cross with
No,
someone
she is. It's like a delay, though.
Oh, okay. Can you ask her name and address?
Could you please state your name and address for the record, please?
Yes, my name is Harry Ferdinand,
Could you spell that last name?
S-A-R-D-I-N-A,
Thank you. And your address?
715 Amherst Drive.
Thank you.
Yes, Mrs. Sardina, how can we help you this evening?
Hi, I apologize because I was not able to call in earlier, so I did just get on minutes ago, so I'm asking questions that were already asked. I apologize. I'm very concerned about the school closure and just was wondering, how this decision was made, and if this was just the superintendent or if the mayor was informed of this, if the Board of Ed had an involvement. We were not given proper information. The emails we were given were very vague. And I think that people are very concerned on both ends. They're either very concerned that they need to get the whole family tested, or they're very concerned that an entire district was shut down for 5 cases that could be isolated at one school.
Okay, so I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mrs. Sardina.
Okay, go ahead. It's just, we don't know. We don't know. We get emails, there's no information. So it's just very confusing.
Okay, so we're doing public comment right now. So what we're doing is we're taking all of your questions, and we will answer your questions from the council and the administration at the end of the public comment portion. So if you can't stay on the line, it's fine. We could actually email you back the answers to your questions.
Okay.
Is there anything else? So you wanted to know if the mayor was brought into the decision on closing the schools, correct?
Yeah, and if the town is aware of, the cases from school, other towns are being provided with information when there's cases and how they're isolating these cases and shutting down schools. We are not being given information. We're just being told they can't tell us anything. And
Okay.
the district's shutting down.
Okay, great. If you want to, you can actually continue watching on channel 77 because you'll see the answers there also.
Thank you very much.
Have a good evening. Thank you.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else on the line?
Yeah,
Yes.
I guess the lines are crossed.
Well, no. It's one. So just so everyone's aware, it's one line and there's multiple people on it. So whoever would like to go next.
Hi, it's Megan Kalea, 6 Katharina. How are you?
Good, Megan. How are you?
I'm good. So my question is, we have the new plan for the Viviano high-density housing that's going out back here off of Van Amberger across from IHA, the 73 houses on 13 acres.
Yes.
I'm curious because I'm looking at the plans, and it looks like there's a road called Vivian Court that has 5+ townhouses going straight back to a dead end with no turnaround or a fire truck or anything like that. It looks a lot like a fire trap to me. Is there any way that we, just for our peace of mind, can we have our, just our fire officials look at it or have anyone look at it just to make sure that this is just done properly, done right? It's just really, it just is concerning from a fire safety issue at this point. I haven't seen any other things in our town configured this way. So it's just a little alarming.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Kalea. Is there anyone else on the line?
Yes, David and I. 91 Windsor Circle.
I'm sorry, there was just someone talking, 2 people talking. I'm sorry, your name again?
David Nye.
Oh, hi, Mr. Snide, how are you?
1 Windsor Circle. You know me. I'm the
Yes.
real.
Yes, how are you?
Okay. I got a question in general that I'm very concerned about. And kids that are coming and on their bicycles after school, whether they're doing the virtual or now that it's starting to get dark out, they're not going with helmets. They're just starting out on the street, and someone's going to get killed. And I'm very concerned because I'm biking around there all the time. And now they're going on to Pascack Road. And I see 4 or 5 bicycles coming up with no lights. As soon as it starts to get, as we call dusk, now it gets dark at sunset at 6:15. I want to address this for the mayor and council because we got to do something. I don't want to see, I know that other gentleman that called in, his comments are very well taken. But I'm concerned, how do we handle this? We put up a sign. I know it's County Road on Pascack. We can't do anything because it's County Road. But maybe there's a way we can say, you know, where they say bicycle crossing or something. I'm not sure what to do. I'm hoping maybe the mayor, council can come up with something. I don't want to see any of our young kids get hit by a car. Now they're just broken out, you know, from Lego Lake all the way around there and coming onto Pascack Road. I've seen them every night when I've been biking and in the car. I hope you can answer, because I don't want to see any one of our children get into an accident. I don't know what to do. And there's still, cars are still speeding around Lego Lake. And I mentioned to one of the officers the other day, actually about a week ago, that I said maybe you should stay there and see that people that are turning onto Woodfield are just both ways. They're coming from the high school onto Woodfield. I'm just concerned that someone's going to get hurt. And we got to address Pascack Road because these kids are not listening to anything that might be significant for their own safety. I hope you can answer something on this because this is very urgent.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Snide.
Okay.
Have a good evening.
And good job on our part. Great on the basketball.
Is there anyone else on the line?
Hello,
Yes, hi.
One Time Lake Drive.
I'm sorry, could you just say your name one more time, please?
Erin Mandeville.
Yes, how can we help you?
I sent an email last week to the council members and the mayor about the town's categorization of Columbus Day. There's been a growing movement across the country to rename Columbus Day. Columbus is really not someone that we as a town should be celebrating. He represents genocide and rape and terrible colonialism in this country. We live on Lenape land that was stolen from the Lenape people. They now live thousands of miles away. So I wanted the town to consider renaming Columbus Day Indigenous Peoples Day, as many other towns, many other cities, many other states across the country have, to honor those people whose land that we now live on. There are, as I said, there are a lot of movements across the country to do this. I think that this would be a really great opportunity for the town to be a leader in the community and take some time to acknowledge the people whose land that we live on, while not celebrating someone who really we don't have much to celebrate. He is purported to have discovered America, but that is not true. There were people living here thousands of years before he showed up in the Caribbean. He certainly was not even the first Westerner to come to the Americas. Leif Erikson beat Columbus by centuries. So there's really just no reason to be celebrating him, and I think it's a really great opportunity to celebrate the people whose land that we live on. Lenape, a number of tribes that now exist, recognized as Lenape, have land acknowledgements that I think that would be really great if we could utilize on that day that we usually celebrate as Columbus Day and should be celebrated as Indigenous Peoples Day. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else on the line?
Hello?
Yes, hello. Just state your name and address, please.
Sure. Good evening. It's Mike Proto. It's 850 Ridgewood Boulevard East.
Yes, Mr. Proto, how are you?
Good. How are you this evening?
Good. Thank you for calling in.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak. I understand my attorney forwarded a letter to you today with respect to the property at 450 Pascack. And I just wanted to follow up and just echo the points that are in that letter and strongly urge the mayor and council to take action with respect to reserving that property for open space, conservation and recreation. You know, right now is a good opportunity, obviously, to take action. And again, as a resident here, as a constituent who's concerned about, you know, the long-term interests of the town, I'm imploring you to take action and look at those two options of eminent domain and rezoning that property for those purposes. And the other thing I just wanted to point out with respect to the master plan and obviously the zoning in the town as it stands now, I look at those things, especially the master plan, as a statement of the town's the town statement of their values and the character of the town. And again, as my constituents, as your constituents are, as my representative, my expectation is that you're going to attempt to uphold what's outlined in those documents. And ultimately, they're really a promise to the residents and the constituents in the town. So that was really the purpose of my call, to really urge you to take action and consider one of those two options that's been presented to you. Those are legal options that the town has before them to address that property at 450 Pascack.
Thank you very much for calling in, Mr. Proto.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else on the line?
Yes, hi. My name is Anthony Udina. I live at 876 Ridgewood Boulevard East.
Yes, Mr. Udina, what can we do for you this evening?
I hope everyone's doing well. I just wanted to echo Mr. Scalia and Mr. Proto's thoughts on what they said about 450 Pascack Road, that we need to preserve it. I'm sure you've heard a lot about it, so that's all I just wanted to say, that it's very important and we need to preserve that property. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Udina. Is there anyone else on the line?
Yes. Brian
Yes.
864 Ridgewood Boulevard East.
It's Sinclair, correct? Good evening. What can we do for you?
Ridgewood Boulevard East.
Yes.
Again, the 450 Pascack, I would just like to say that I heard ideas about the property where the town would buy the property and then rezone it. And then this way the town could recoup some of their money and leave the front where Mr. Morris's home is and have a developer buy that, but the rest of the property be kept as it is. And this way everybody would be happy, and it's a win-win situation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sinclair. Is there anybody else on the line?
Yeah.
Good evening. Your name and address, please.
Joe Durso, 12 Viola Terrace.
Good evening, Mr. Gerso. How are you?
Good. Yourself?
Good, thank you. What can we do for you?
Looking for an update. Thank you, Mayor Calamari, for your letter to the residents on Viola. Now, tank with I think it's 20 parking spots that you said in the letter that we're going to go in there. We haven't decided on the Saturday and Tuesday drop-off for debris.
Am I the only one who can't hear Joe?
No, Mr. Gerso, could you just speak up a little bit? You're very faint.
Mr. Durso?
Hold on, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, that's much better. Thank you.
All right, so my question is, I'd like to know, we received a letter from Mayor Calamari, the residents on Viola Terrace. Just want to know if there's going to be an update on where the drop-off for the debris that happens with the DPW yard on Tuesdays and Saturdays. Have you come up with a spot yet? We're concerned because really
we're bearing the burden of having trucks a little bit closer to our property, and we really don't want a garbage truck that much closer. So that's one concern. The other concern is, have you decided on another spot? You had mentioned 3 the last time, the church in Sherry Field. And during the week, we've seen some property trees being with red X's over by Wilson. I was just wondering if that is a possible site for storage for the DPW. And those are my only questions tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Durso. Have a good evening. Is there anyone else on the line?
Hello?
Okay, motion to close public comment portion of the meeting. May I have a motion? Second?
Second.
Hold on.
Oh,
Sorry, I had my phone on mute. I didn't realize you couldn't hear me.
no, that's okay. That's fine. Is that okay with the council? Everybody okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Good evening. Could you state your name and address, please?
Yes, it's Diane Ferrara, 743 Amherst Drive.
Yes, Mrs. Farah, what can we do for you this evening?
Yes, I wanted to thank the council for already fielding the concerns of a number of residents about 450 Pascack. And I heard that I absolutely support the comments made by Mr. Scalia, Mr. Proto, Mr. Sinclair, Mr. Udina. There's a number of residents there. And I gathered that their attorney has sent a letter to the council. I was wondering, do you have that? And do you have any thoughts on when you might be able to address that? The reason we're asking is there's a lot of development that's alarming residents. For instance, there's 73 homes going in at Viviano. I understand Franklin Court is another 44. 8 got approved by default on Gorga Place. So we're actually considering, I know there's a taxpayers association of concerned residents for responsible development, and we now have another group that's coalescing around the concerns at Memorial Field. So we're asking, please, can we work with the council and mayor? I think my comments last time were misunderstood when I asked if the council members could walk the properties. I didn't mean Mr. Morris's. I meant all of the surrounding properties. There's at least 7 or so neighbors who will be right next to this development. There's views from Memorial Field that will be impacted, and from Washington School, where we had hoped to leave room for expansion and so forth. So we'd like to know if we can meet with the council members to walk those properties. We've reached out to some of the members already and talk about this, because there's a lot of concern. I don't even live near there, and parents are already coalescing in my development, and they're going to be communicating this to other parents in the PSA and so forth, because it is the heart of our town. So I haven't seen the letter you received, but I understand some of the things that were proposed. So we're wondering what we can hope for from the council as far as addressing this, when we might meet with you, when we might be able to circle back and see if there's definitive action taken. I know that their attorney expressed this as a window of opportunity, so we don't want to lose it by letting too much time slip by. And those are my concerns. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Farah. Is there anyone else on the line?
Anyone else on the line? Hello? Hello? I don't think so.
Okay, we're gonna leave the line open, because there's a few people who don't have channel 77, and I said I would leave the line open for them to listen to the responses from the mayor and council.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Okay, great. Okay. So now we're gonna
A motion to close, if we could try.
yeah, no, just wait 1 second. Yeah. So I'm just getting my paper back. Okay, motion to close public comment portion. We have a motion? Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. Oh, I think somebody just called in. So I think someone might be on the line.
Yeah, they might be just.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, this is Catherine Wojcicki calling.
Are we?
Yes, Mrs. Wojcicki.
592 Fern Street.
Yes, Mrs. Wojcicki, we did.
The reason I'm calling is I know they're doing the streets now, and Fern hasn't been done in years. Would they ever get to that?
So, Mrs. Wojcicki, we're going to take your comment and respond at the end.
Okay.
All right, thank you very much for calling in.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh my goodness.
She hung up. Is there someone on the line? Okay.
I don't see anyone there? You just listening? Are you there?
It's fine. Okay. All right. So
Just listening. Yes, there's someone just listening. Thank you.
okay. So Councilman Casio, do you have any comments?
Not at this time.
Council Vice President Cummings.
No, ma'am, not at this time. Thank you.
You're welcome. Councilman DeSena.
Just that the letter from the 450 PASCAC group was received early this morning, and we didn't really have enough time to digest it today because it was just received this morning, and we'll look forward to reading it and reviewing it and getting back to the residents in the future.
Thank you, Councilman DeSena. Councilwoman Morgan.
Yes. Mr. Scalia's comment about the reevaluating speed limit, I would like to, I agree with him on that. I think it's something we should do. I think the lighted crosswalk system is an excellent idea. Let's see what else. And for the caller that called in about Indigenous People Day, I do have a recommendation, so I'll talk about that later.
Thank you, Councilwoman Morgan. And then I would like to also say, yes, we did receive the letter regarding 450 PASCAC. I understand the urgency that the residents who sent the letter feel. We are trying to work on a plan, I can honestly say. However, that it's going to take a little bit more time, and it's not going to happen within weeks. We do have to discuss it as the council. I will talk to the mayor about possibly meeting, but unfortunately with COVID, we are not allowed to be meeting in groups right now. And also I do agree that the crosswalk for Ridgewood Boulevard, so that the crosswalk recommendation should absolutely be reviewed by the traffic officer. And I'd like him to, if possible, maybe a report could happen and can come back to the council for review if that's possible. So I will send an email over to Chief Skinner to ask for that recommendation for the crosswalk. That's all I have. Mr. Mayor, do you have any comments?
Yes, I do. Thank you. To the first caller, yes, thank you for the comments on the basketball court. We're getting a lot of positive feedback on that. For the lights in general at the field, we are going to put money into next year's budget to hopefully replace all of them, because parts are getting harder and harder to find. They're no longer serviceable. The speed limits on PASCAC, I'm happy to have our traffic official look into that. Lighted crosswalk signs, again, another no-brainer, so we'll get that going. Regarding the school closing, I got a call around 4 o'clock yesterday from our health officer at Northwest Bergen, telling me that they had a virtual meeting with people at the school, and the decision was made to close the school. I wasn't involved in the decision, and unfortunately, I don't have any further particulars that I can give you regarding the school closing. The Viviano plans, yes, I think we all share that concern about the street that does not have a turnaround at the end, so we will address that during our planning board meetings. bicyclists without helmets. I can say, parents, please educate your children. That's where they're going to get the message from, is the parents. We can only do so much, but parents, I can't overemphasize. Please educate your children on the importance of wearing helmets. It's a life or death thing, and it's so easy to do. And regarding the comments in general on 450 Pascack, happy to meet anytime, but keeping in mind what the Council President Feeney said, is that only myself and 2 council people can meet at the same time due to Open Public Meeting Act requirements. And yes, it will be a month's process, not a week's process, but happy to meet with the residents anytime. I have to say that's one of the enjoyable parts of my job. Thank you.
Thank you. I had one other comment. I'm sorry, I had a distraction here. I wanted to let everybody know that I did send a letter to the school board because I received several phone calls. So I put some questions forth to the school board and to our superintendent saying, how was the decision made? Was the Board of Education consulted and brought into the decision-making process? Could they let the parents know, as other towns have, which schools have cases, not people who are involved, so that they can ascertain what they need to do or speak to their pediatrician? The other question that I received was, are there going to be special accommodations made for parents who have children with IEPs in place? So I'm waiting for a response from Dr. Gonzalez and the school board. I don't know, is there anybody else besides the people who have already spoken would like to make a comment? No? Okay.
Yeah. I'll make a comment real quick about the school closing. As you know, I work for Board of Education, and they just made the decision today to close down their schools, keep it virtual until the end of the year. So it's not just Westwood Regional. A lot of school districts are going total remote. So I just want to throw that out there as a piece of information for everyone.
Okay, Mr. Tovo or Mr. Pollard, do you have any comments that you haven't spoken yet, or no?
Just one comment on the last caller. Chemistry is under consideration.
Mr. Mayor, could you just give us a quick update on the DPW relocation and the plans?
I think we're going to talk about that later, Mike. If this is not.
Well, it's not on the
back and forth. This is not back and forth between.
It is on the agenda, so.
It is on the agenda. It's unclosed.
It got added because I have an update as of this morning.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Mr. Pollard, did you have any comments?
Yeah, I just had 2 that I just wanted to just throw out there. It actually relates a little bit to the 450 Pascack Road. So on Friday, the township got we got our judgment of compliance and repose in our COA suit that was entered by the court on Friday. So that's a positive event, particularly with the undeveloped lands and things of that nature. Very important step. The other thing is I did see the letter that came in today, and since I was going to be talking with the planner with the post-judgment ordinances that will be introduced, I did send him the, sorry. Okay, I don't know how to stop that. Too many things here, I have to tell you. I did send the letter down there, and I will be talking with him about that, just the impact of the requests that were made in the letter. Sorry about these.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. It's okay.
About everybody and all sorts of stuff here. Okay.
Okay, so you're going to be meeting with the planner regarding the design of Viviano property.
No, not the Viviano. The other property that was raised in the letter, the 450 Pascack.
450 Pascack, sorry. Okay.
Viviano is before the planning board, and the fire department should have a review as part of what the planning board's going to do anyway on Viviano property. right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. That's it.
Mr.
Stacey,
Mayor,
can I
could you just maybe email Mrs. Galea and let her know that the plans are with the planning board and the fire department should have a copy, so I could check that off the list.
I'd be happy to.
Thank you.
And
Okay.
one other thing, Stacy, I apologize to Mr. Durso, but he was cutting in and out so bad, at least on my computer, I couldn't understand a word he said. If there were any questions directed toward me.
I have them. I'll send them to you if so.
Okay, I appreciate that. And Joe, if you're listening, I'll get back to you as soon as I know what they are.
Yeah, I think that it's one is going to be for DPW and the other one's going to be for location. So.
Okay, whatever. Just he was breaking up awful bad. I couldn't hear anything.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem. Okay. So since that's the end of the public comment, Sue, and everybody's responded, could you please close the line?
Closed.
Thank you. Okay. Okay, adoption, second reading, ordinance number 20-12, an ordinance under Chapter 87 of the Code of the Township of Washington, setting forth the rate of clothing allowance of officers and firefighters of the fire department and in said municipality for the year 2020. Resolution number 20-303, authorizing second reading and opening a public hearing for ordinance 20-12. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Sue, roll call?
Councilman Casio?
Yes.
Councilman Cumming?
Yes.
Councilman DeSena?
Yes.
Councilwoman Morgan?
Yes.
Council President Feeney?
Sue, please open the line. If anyone desires to be heard regarding ordinance number 20-12, please dial in 201-664-4659. Sorry, Sue, I guess you could have left it open. You will be asked to state your name and address for the record, and we ask that only one person speak at a time. Please note that at the end of the public hearing, no more calls will be accepted.
Is there any? Hello, public hearing? Ordinance 20-12? Does not appear to be one.
Okay, motion to close public hearing for ordinance 20-12. I'll motion. I need a second, please.
Second.
Okay. Sue, roll call?
Councilman Casio?
Yes.
Councilman Cumming?
Yes.
Councilman DeSena?
Yes.
Councilwoman Morgan?
Yes.
Council President Feeney?
Yes. Motion to adopt ordinance number 20-12 at second reading by title. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Sue, roll call?
Councilman Casio?
Yes.
Councilman Cumming?
Yes.
Councilman DeSena?
Yes.
Councilwoman Morgan?
Yes.
Council President Feeney?
Yes. Ordinance number 20-14, an ordinance authorizing the acquisition of certain properties needed for public use in connection with Washington Avenue and Pascack Road intersection project. Resolution number 20-304, authorizing second reading and opening of public hearing for ordinance 20-14. I'll make the motion. I need a second, please.
Second.
Second.
Sue, roll call?
Councilman Casio?
Yes.
Councilman Cumming?
Yes.
Councilman DeSena?
Yes.
Councilwoman Morgan?
Yes.
Council President Feeney?
Yes. If anyone desires to be heard regarding ordinance number 20-14, please dial in on 201-664-4659. You will be asked to state your name and address for the record, and we ask that only one person speak at a time. Please note that at the end of the public hearing, no more calls will be accepted. Good evening. Is there anyone on the line for ordinance number 20-14?
Hello? Public hearing for ordinance 20-14? Hello?
Okay. Motion to close public hearing for ordinance 20-14.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Sue, roll call?
Councilman Casio?
Yes.
Councilman Cumming?
Yes.
Councilman DeSena?
Yes.
Councilwoman Morgan?
Yes.
Council President Feeney?
Yes. Motion to adopt ordinance number 20-14 at second reading by title. I'll
So
make the
moved.
motion. I need a second.
Second.
Sue, roll call?
Councilman Casio?
Yes.
Councilman Cumming,
Yes.
Councilman DeSena,
Yes.
Councilwoman Morgan,
Yes.
Council President Feeney.
Yes. Sue, are you good to move on or you need a minute?
No, I'm good. We're good.
Okay. Introduction, first reading. Ordinance number 20-13. An ordinance establishing requirements regarding the maintenance and inspection of grease traps for retail food establishments. Motion to introduce and pass ordinance number 20-13 at first reading by title. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in, Sue, roll call?
Councilman Casio,
Yes.
Councilman Cumming,
Yes.
Councilman DeSena,
Yes.
Councilwoman Morgan,
Yes.
Council President Feeney.
Yes. Resolution number 20-301, authorizing publication of ordinance number 20-13 and schedule a public hearing. I'll make the first motion. I need a second.
Second.
Sue, roll call?
Councilman Casio,
Yes.
Councilman Cumming,
Yes.
Councilman DeSena,
Yes.
Councilwoman Morgan,
Yes.
Council President Feeney.
Yes. Okay, resolutions and consent agenda. The following items have been determined to have unanimous consent of council and will be enacted in one motion. Should any item require independent consideration, any council member may have such item removed from the consent agenda. Does anybody want to have any of the resolutions listed on the next page removed?
No.
No, me neither. Okay.
No.
Great. Resolution number 20-289, authorized refund of engineering escrow monies B4 212 L2 569 Calvin Street in the amount of $388.25. Resolution number 20-305, authorized payment of bills October 1st through October 15th. Resolution number 20-306, authorized refund of engineering escrow monies B140401 L10.02 69 Salem Road in the amount of $425.35. Resolution number 20-307, authorized refund of engineering escrow monies B2208 L2 737 Wayne Place in the amount of $82.75. Resolution number 20-308, authorized refund of engineering escrow monies B2326 L39 864 Ridgewood Boulevard East in the amount of $1,036. Motion to approve consent agenda resolutions. I'll make a motion. Second, please.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Adjournment to conference agenda. May I have a motion?
So
So
moved.
moved.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. Current business. Mr. Tovo, Project Tracker, you're up.
Yes, ma'am. I will highlight the ones that have changed since the last report. 2019 road program is complete with the exception of the ponding issue on Stratford Court. Striping was done as of today. TSC&G paving has moved back 1 week due to last week's inclement weather. Milling will start October 27th, followed directly by paving. Ladder truck, the package from the fire department was delivered to me today. With instructions, you will see this on the November 9th council agenda.
Okay, great.
No updates on page number 1, page 2 projects. You have the report of the grant writer. Town hall light repairs due to drainage problem. Contractor engineer have identified the product to be used for seal coating, and that will be done the week of 10/26. Trees along property line at Town Hall have been planted. There may be a need for 1 or 2 additional trees. And at the bottom of the page, paving of county roads. Ridgewood Road will be paved in spring of 2021, awaiting further updates on other county roadways. Madam President, that concludes my tracker.
Mr. Tovo, I just had one question. On buildings and fields, it says renovations to DMF building. Do you think since you do have a plan in place to take the building down and you have somebody that you're going to use for remediation, can we add a line in for that specific item to the project tracker?
We've got a couple of lines. We need to, for that demo and then also remediation, so I can only put in 2 lines in.
Okay. Great.
Yes, we can have that.
Thank you very much. Does anybody have any questions for Mr. Tovo or Mr. Mayor? Do you have any more comments on the project tracker?
I've got something.
I do not, Bob. Thank you.
Mr. Tova, when will the stop signs be relocated to the stop bars so they're in compliance with the MUTCD?
I will check with you tomorrow and get back to the email.
They painted the stop bars where they're correct, where they're 4 foot off the crosswalk, but our stop signs don't align with the stop bars, so they're in compliance right now.
Okay, he said, okay. Did you hear him say that he was?
Sorry,
okay. So it's okay. He said that he was going to check tomorrow and send you an email. I thought maybe you didn't hear him. That's why.
Okay.
I have 2 things, if I may, Madam President.
Absolutely.
Okay. On the list of bills, not to have held them up, and in the nicest way, I have one for Mr. Poller. Where under the contract does it provide for the billing of $260, sir? Is this extra work, and would you mind telling me what it was? I can't hear you.
He didn't say anything yet.
Sorry. He's muted.
Oh, he's muted. Okay.
Even I recognize that. Look at that.
Yeah, no, that was a disbursement. I know. It was for the ambulance corps, title searches, franchise lien searches, and it's money that I laid out to the title company, and it's just a reimbursement. It's not a fee.
Thank you.
It's a reimbursement.
Appreciate your prompt and courteous answer. Thank you so much. Mr. Tovo,
current business? Oh.
one more thing, real quick. Mr. Tovo, there's a $286 steel rake from Home Depot. I think this is the same answer that I got for the $250 extension cord from Home Depot last time around, that the posting is not able to list all the items. Is that within your purview at this point?
I think that purchase is more than one item, but it didn't display all of them.
That's what I thought. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, both of you.
Okay. Okay, so I had an item below the project tractor on conference agenda, is that I wanted to know if there was a plan to remediate what happened, the curbs on Calvin Street. The engineer said that the amount of asphalt that was laid is going to cause water problems for the residents on that street and on the streets connected to that.
In my last conversation with the engineer, that problem was corrected, and the only remaining issue is on Stratford Court.
Okay, they haven't changed it's still this, that hasn't changed.
I will get an update from him tomorrow.
Okay, thank you. Does anybody else have any items left for Mr. Tovo on the project tracker? Okay. All right, ordinances, legislation. Okay, Councilwoman Morgan, you have Indigenous People Day.
Yes, I was only going to bring up the email that we received as a council from Miss Mandeville. Then she called in and explained what it was that she was asking of us. So in researching it a little bit, it's pretty new to me. I've heard about it. I've seen it celebrated on social media just this past Columbus Day. But I do have to admit, I never really looked into it. So after her email, I did look into it a little bit more, and I did see that there is some widespread growing movement across the United States, that there are states picking it up. There's about over 100 cities across the country that are recognizing this day. So I'm not so sure that renaming it is the answer. but I definitely think there's room to celebrate the Native people as well on that same day. And actually, it's being done that way in certain cities. Indigenous People Day is a holiday that celebrates and honors Native American people and commemorates their history and culture, alongside with a counter celebration held on the same day as Columbus Day. So I'm not opposed to sharing that day in recognition of Native people and their struggles, you know. So I just want to kind of get some feedback and see what you guys think.
I have no problem sharing the day.
So food for thought. No decisions need to be made now, but maybe it's something that we can, you know, embrace. We are, it sounds like, you know, we're just acknowledging and embracing another culture. So I have absolutely no problem doing that. But it's you know, we can talk about it further.
Yeah, maybe next year and future years, we can do a proclamation or something, giving that day some recognition.
Right. That would be great.
Isn't Columbus Day?
idea.
Isn't Columbus Day an accepted federal holiday?
It is. Apparently there's a movement though that, and they're asking, you know, and
I know, but as of right now, it is an accepted federal holiday, you know.
It would have to be changed on the state level.
oh, I would never, I'm not looking to change it.
Okay, as long as I don't want to change that.
She's looking to change. She's looking to share the day, celebrate both sides. So people
That's
who
fine.
want to celebrate Columbus and people who want to celebrate the people who were native to this land.
I'll get both.
Right.
We've been here so long, I'm indigenous.
Honor celebration, I think, is a good compromise, and it's a respectful way to acknowledge that there really was, you know, more. The Native American people do have a right to be acknowledged on that day. You know, I think there's room for everybody. We don't have to change any names at this point, but I think that you can't go wrong by celebrating it. So that's just my thoughts. I think that's a way to, you know, show that we're acknowledging and, you know, celebrating another culture. I don't think any of us are above that. So that was just my thoughts, but we can discuss.
Nice thoughts.
Yeah, that's all.
Does anybody else want to comment on that aspect or? Okay, all right. Thank you very much. Councilman DeSena and Mr. Tovo, year-to-date financials?
All right, can I start by saying that we do review this weekly, myself and the CFO. There's a handful of lines that we know are over or about to go over. Not surprising that they have or will have a review plan in place to address that. Considering the year that we've had, we're in very good shape with the overall budget, and I think we'll have a good landing.
Mr. Tovo, when will we receive that plan and the transfers that CFO is looking to make?
That would happen in November.
Okay. And when he does that, can he run the year-to-dates to that, you know, that are current as of November?
So those lines are going to be affected?
Oh, yeah, the whole thing, yes, please.
I'm sorry, so you want a new year to date with those changes?
Yes.
Can you do that?
Okay, all right. So resolution number 20-309 is closed session personnel. Police chief agreement, update on property lease negotiations, DPW vehicles. Motion to enter into closed session. I'll make the motion. I need a second, please.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
There's nothing to come back from. So Ricky, you can come down and turn off.